Hi, I'm Mark Russell. I work for KPMG as a manager in our inclusion, diversity and social equality team. I've kind of worked across all areas of inclusion: gender, LGBT inclusion, disability inclusion, working on social mobility, on ethnicity. I guess in my current role, I'm now a manager in the team, so I kind of focus a lot on our kind of central comms, on our advocacy work, make sure that policies, processes absolutely have inclusion built in rather than trying to retrofit them, which, as we know from an accessibility perspective, that often doesn't work. When you look at the workforce, we want the workforce to reflect wider society, so it's really important, I think, effective, productive teams have a variety of people, a variety of different thought, a variety of different genders, ethnicities, sexual orientations and disability as well. I sort of lost my sight 20 years ago, but found my vision at KPMG. It was a bit of a cheesy line, but I guess where I moved into that sort of inclusion and diversity area and realised that I was then having an impact, it created a career. So my actual the condition that I've got only happened in my late teens, so I was actually just started working, and that's when I then had the sight loss. At that point, I wouldn't say I owned my disability. I just kind of carried on with my life. I didn't really do anything differently, but I was accommodated and I was able to have those adjustments made, so that was important. My biggest fear was I'll lose my independence. Will I be able to continue work? It took me a while to probably really open up and realise that I needed to actually be the person that sometimes made that move to want to move roles and be that change. When we moved across to KPMG and I was able to sort of network around the business and really explore different opportunities, it was a real moment of, I guess, sort of empowerment for myself to then realise that I'd gone from going into an office to do a job to going into an office to do something that I felt hugely passionate about. The advice I would give is really just to focus on your strengths. It's really important that you really understand what those strengths are and you can see the value that you'll bring to an employer. I guess a lot of it is a lack of confidence, almost being apologetic about a disability and thinking that I was lucky to have a job, whereas now I kind of have flipped that and I think that my employer is now lucky to have me working for them and I'm able to add value and bring value.